What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about what's been going on with these leakers for Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper really has, honestly, in a way, potentially changed the gaming industry in terms of leaking, okay? We have seen some quite interesting things from Special Nick as well as Account NGT. And this is, by the way, these two still have time. I mean, Account NGT actually did issue the statement. He's retired. That's the short end of the story, right? We'll talk about it more as the video goes on. But I guess, Special Nick, right, he has time to right any wrongs or address things how he wants to address. Like, he can still do it, and I imagine at some point he has to. But I want to make sure that's kind of known, right? Like, what I'm about to say for these two is what we know up till this moment. I actually am recording this video pretty timely. I'm in my parents' basement. I'm on vacation, but I'm throwing together this video. And so we'll see what Special Nick says. But this really has changed things. It's like, people now know. And now I think, okay, how Account NGT described how he gets leaks, I actually don't think it's all that insane how he described it, right? Pretty much, he would get messages from people, whether it was Twitter DMs or Discord or whatever, and he had to verify that they knew what they were talking about. And how do you do that? Well, you try to get any kind of, like, proof that you can, and then you get, then I guess you have to back that up with they have to get other things right. Like, they have to build some sort of track record with you, not by telling you. They have to tell you what's going to happen, like a prophet, and then then it has to happen. So I don't really take any offense in how Account NGT has gotten the info that he's gotten. I mean, again, though, he's done. He retired. The Sly Cooper stuff literally, in a way, put him out of business. And this is what I warned about, and this is what I tried to make very, very clear, right? A few days ago in that video where I said, like, I think it was yesterday, my response to Sly Cooper, right? My response to this stuff. Like, this, Sly is not the biggest thing in the world, okay? It's not God of War. It's not The Last of Us. It's not Halo. It's not Gears. It's not a top-tier thing. But this is enough to truly destroy a leaker's career. It is, because you've been going around, like it or not, you've been going around for over a year trotting out how real this thing is, and then it turns out to be false. If I guess, right? It turns out to be false. That will destroy you. It doesn't matter if it's a small game, big game, that will destroy you. And, when I made that video, I didn't know, I recorded that video before Account NGT did anything, before Special Nick did anything. Now, Account NGT, I will tell you, I have a large amount of respect for the way he went out. He admits that, like, hey, basically, I just trusted this guy, and if this guy was full of garbage, he's full of garbage, but I trusted him, I went along with it, and here's how I verified all the stuff in the past before him and during that time. That's fine. Now, I want to read into it just a little bit, right, because I actually am confused, because he posted that message on Discord from the guy, and it's, and like, I don't know specifically how to read it. Maybe you guys know, or you guys have seen it. He talks about how, or the guy talks about how, like, he believed it was correct, but then he kind of goes on throughout the paragraph to say, like, I guess it was fake, basically. So, like, I don't know if Account NGT's post solidifies that his source that's been feeding him this Sly Cooper stuff, his source is basically woken up that it was like a prank. It was something to kind of weed out who's telling the truth and who's not telling the truth in the company, right? So, like, that source got told from somebody else, and now they think that person was messing with them to purposely do this, and then Account NGT believed that middleman. That's the thing with these leaks, right, is there's so many freaking middle people that there's not too much you can do about it. Again, though, that's kind of how it works. I mean, like a Jeff Grubb or, a Tom Henderson, these people are not game developers. They have to learn it from somebody who's willing to speak out, and either that person is in the gaming industry as a developer, or somebody that that's in the industry in general. Either that person's there, or that person is kind of there and they're also being told from somebody else, right? It's very, very odd. So I feel like Account NGT's post solidifies that his source has basically conceived that, like, this is not happening, that Sly was made up from his person. Now, Special Nick is on the other side of the coin. Now, I will say I have a lot less respect for Special Nick as opposed to Account NGT because, and I guess, again, it's just where we're at. It's where we're at right now. I think he's on either vacation or he's traveling, because I think they had to cancel the podcast that they normally do every Friday. So I do feel like he's busy, and trust me, I get it, considering I'm actually kind of doing the same thing, right? But At the same time, it's been 2 days. At the time I'm recording this, it's been 2 days. He has gone on Twitter. He has responded to tweets. He's responded to tweets that are not Sly Cooper, right? So I want to give him some sort of benefit, but I also want to say, well, I'm going to lean into him a little bit because he has had chances to kind of fix this in whatever way he wants to. And what he's chosen to do is not very good. He's basically chosen to be very confusing with saying like, well, hey, this was like a 4chan thing. I just jumped in. It was stupid of me to jump in. And then people were like, so you had no idea what you were talking about since the beginning? And they said, no. The 4chan thing, that was from their sources. When I jumped in, I had my own source that told me, yeah, you're good to go. You're good to respond because I'm telling you that Sly is real. So he confused people with that comment. He's not getting good responses, by the way, in anything he posts. He's getting people that are, calling him certain things. Again, the attacks and the aggressiveness and stuff, you could simply say like, hey, and I think I'm at the point where it's like, hey, look, okay, handle it however you want, but you need to be honest and you need to be kind of upfront and real. If you think that the same thing happened to you as account NGT, just say it. Because again, this is a situation where, and I think actually somebody said it on his Twitter. Somebody responded to him on Twitter and basically said, you either need to cut ties with the source that was telling you that Sly was real, right? If this whole thing is fake, Special Nick can come out and say, all right, the person I was listening to, I thought they were trustworthy. Or, remember, because it could be like a 3-tier thing. The person I was talking to, they're good. But the other person that was feeding that person info, and then that person was telling me stuff, that's what I don't trust. So I either have to cut ties with the direct person that talks to me on Discord, on Twitter. That person needs to be cut out. Or they just can't talk to that third person. Or, but like you have to say, in my opinion, you have to say something. He's got to come out and be transparent. That's literally what account NGT did. And you know what? I really haven't seen all that much stuff negative. I've seen a lot of respect where it's like, hey, he knew when to hang it up. He like, that's it. It's kind of like a sports thing, right? Like, he knew when he was past his prime. He knew when he was defeated. Like, whatever you want to say. He knew it was time to stop. And he also apologized, and he thanked people, and he was very transparent. Here's how I've gotten all of my info. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. That's highly, I think I respect the guy a ton. I don't know who he is. He actually, him and I messaged on Twitter once or twice in like direct messages, but that was it. But he seems like a good guy. Like, I respect that. Special Nick, I mean, I don't have anything against the guy. He seems like a good guy. I've watched him on that Xbox podcast before. Seems fine. But again, like, this is very sketchy, and this is dishonest. Now, I know, like, the job they do, they may need to keep that, secrecy. And here's the thing. Account NGT is done, right? Like, he's finished. Special Nick, if he's not going to retire and be, like, kicked off the internet, because that's kind of what Account NGT did to himself, if Special Nick doesn't want to do that, then, yeah, he can't really be all that transparent. I guess I understand that. But this is the time to do. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, he probably wants to stick around. He runs that, Xbox Era. It's the Xbox Era YouTube channel, and it's a podcast, and it's its own website. He's the co-founder. Like, clearly he wants to stick around. This is his life. I know he has, like, children, or at least one child. So, like, again, I get it. It's his livelihood, right? He probably doesn't want to lose it, and that's fine. But just be a little transparent and say, hey, look, I messed up. That source, we're done. We're done. He may be a good guy, or that source may be a good person, but like, their people that they talk to are not good. They're awful. And this is, by the way, all assuming. This whole video is assuming Sly doesn't happen. The Easter egg thing still really gets me with the Sly logo in that advertisement. That still really gets me, because like, other things from that advertisement, the Pac-Man thing, that actually came true. Like, it's tough. I feel like Sly could happen. I feel like there could be a remaster. It just probably, the chances of a brand new from the ground up Sly Cooper game right now, I would put it like 5% max. Does that make sense? Like, that's how far I've dropped. Now, a Sly Cooper remaster thing, like bringing it for PS5 and it's remastering all 4 of them, I think maybe that's why the logo is there. Maybe that's what, and because that's something Sucker Punch could loosely lie about. They could even not be lying, because maybe it's done. Maybe the game is already finished, like it got finished a couple months ago, and so they are telling the truth. Nobody is right now working on a Sly Cooper game. So all of this is assuming, I guess, that they were majorly wrong. But here's the thing. even if it is a Sly Cooper remaster, Special Nick was very clear it's a new Sly game. Now, he said Sly 5, but even if it was a Sly reboot or whatever, it's still a new from-the-ground-up Sly game, not a remaster, right? So he would still be wrong, big time. And this is something he's kept talking about, like it or not, and if he liked it or not, he's been talking about it for over a year. And that's a problem. Again, you got to come out and you got to be transparent. And he's not done that. He's dodged things. He's made himself look even more sketchy. He's avoided stuff. I get it. He's on vacation, but again, he's responding to other things online. So it's like he's still around. He's literally picking and choosing. I mean, come on. We know how the game is played. I know how the game is played. He's ignoring it. And if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. It's just he's going to face repercussions, which, by the way, just so we're all clear, repercussions just meaning people aren't going to trust him, people aren't going to necessarily like him. That's it. There should be no threats, there should be no harassment, none of that stuff. I have not done that stuff, right? And I'm hopefully you guys are not doing it either. But he has lost Twitter followers. He's lost at least 100 Twitter followers, and I think that number will continue. The biggest thing, this is the last thing I'll say before we end this video. The biggest thing is, like, he got a lot of pushback when he, did that meme when he came back and tweeted, like, I got a lot of Twitter notifications today, what's going on. When he did that, there was a lot of, people going after him. Since then, a lot of his other tweets responding to minions and stuff like that haven't gotten anything. They haven't gotten, much pushback. But this is the thing. The next time Special Nick talks about something, right? The next time he talks about something, that is going to, or I guess leaks something. When he says, there's a new Spyro game. Let's just say that. He's heard about a Spyro game. The amount of people that are going to, because that's just what's going to happen. The amount of people that are going to come after him saying, well, you were wrong with Sly, so you can never be right again. I actually don't think that's right. Because I think you can actually be wrong, but then be right like the next time. It's like a 50-50 game anyway. Does that make sense? I think it could easily happen, but he's always going to have people that say that to him now. And he may always, no matter what he does. But look, at the end of the day, I have great respect for what Account NGT did. I'm really happy that he did what he did and very transparent. Special Nick, again, I have nothing against the guy. He's coming across really bad. That's it. And he just needs to fix it. And I think it's literally just being transparent and just saying, I'm sorry and here's what I'm going to do in the future. That's enough. That's easily enough for me. It may not be enough for you. That's fine. This is my video, so it's what I think, okay? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up. Don't do anything stupid, please, for the love of God, to these people. Again, expressing that you're disappointed or whatever, that's totally cool, but anything beyond that is absolutely not cool. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.